Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm not. And I'm Brandon.
And that's Jason back there. We are currently driving down Highway 64 in central Arkansas. We're about an hour away from my hometown of Russellville, Arkansas, and we have been doing this all day since 6:30 this morning. And
that's right.
And what are we doing, Brandon?
We are garage sailing, or yard sailing as it's called down here.
And in fact, there's a half-decent looking sail right here. Well, what do you think, Brandon?
Well, lots of produce, and it's mostly closed.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's pass this one. Mostly closed.
All right, hold on. So we are headed down Highway 64 for what is known as Bargains Galore on 64. This is a big event that is done in Arkansas every year. 150 miles of yard sales.
That's right, and boy, for a while there it was yard to yard wall. I almost said wall to wall. yard to yard wall sales, and there was some wall to wall flea markets. That was.
Yeah, and there were a lot of doors, Brandon.
And so many doors. So many doors. You know, when they set out a door, they don't have any windows.
When I was a kid, my dad was in the junk business. And
cool house.
That is a cool house. And my dad owned several flea markets in Morrilton, Arkansas, and even before that, he had booze in flea markets and had a tendency to sell a lot at auctions and do a lot of yard selling and that kind of thing. So I grew up with all this, and my dad doesn't live down here anymore. You guys saw him in a video just recently. He lives in Topeka now, so he lives pretty close to us in Kansas. And it's been a really long time since I've gotten to come down here and do this. And Brandon and I have been threatening for the last couple of years to come down to Arkansas and for me to show him a lot of my old favorite spots, shopping spots.
Well, ever since you told me that Furs still existed.
Yeah, that's right.
Furs restaurant. Oh man,
that's right. And we just ate there last night in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And so we came down here and decided to make a vacation of it, and we're doing a 3-day trip. We're only driving 64 this one day. 64 Galore goes, I believe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Is there a store that way, maybe?
Looks like there might be.
I'm not sure.
There's a sale for sure.
Why don't we just keep going?
Okay.
Anyway, so we decided to come down here and see some of my family that's still living here. We're going to do that tomorrow. We'll go this way because there's an antique store down here, it looks like. And I gotta tell you,
Coca-Cola signage.
I have bought an insane amount of stuff. We're gonna show you a little bit later the haul that we've had. Brandon's bought a little bit, not a lot yet.
I bought one thing.
Oh, just one thing. Well, I guess you can show that off already right now if you want to.
I can. I collect owls. It's a ceramic owl hanging thing. It will go nicely with my other owl stuff.
Jason, have you been having a good time, kid?
Yeah, I'm shooting my camera.
awesome.
Doors! More doors!
Look, more doors.
3 of them.
Wow, just even from the car. So we're gonna go in this antique store right now, and we will see you folks again a little bit later with lots of the stuff that we've bought on this trip, a lot of cool geeky finds and otherwise. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go through all of our haul from 64 Galore, all the stuff we bought on the trip. My goodness, did we get a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do this pretty lickety-split, so we're not gonna spend a whole lot of time on everything, and I'll probably do some recommends and things later on some stuff. Brandon, let's go through some of these bags first.
Sure.
And then we'll pop this puppy open when there's a little bit more space, shall we?
Absolutely.
Jason, did you get quite a bit of stuff on the trip?
Yeah, I got tons of stuff.
So lots of flea markets, lots of yard sales. So when you see a ridiculous amount of stuff, a lot of that is because much of what we bought was super dirt cheap. That's not saying that I didn't spend a little bit of money, Sarah. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's... so we're going to just go kind of random, lickety-split, rapid fire. First of all, here are some books that Jason got. Jason bought lots of books on the trip, tons and tons of books. We got an Avengers one, and a Mighty Avengers one, and a Dark Knight Rises one, because that's a movie that you should make kids things for. And then I'll just put these things in this laundry basket. Okay, and then, what's that, Jason?
So that makes this a laundry list of things.
Green Lantern.
Is that a little green lantern?
Yeah.
A minion lantern?
Yeah, it looks like a minion, doesn't it?
That Freddy wants to play with.
Oh, okay, well, you can play with it. There you go. I got this from my brother for my birthday. My brother lives down in Arkansas.
I'll help you hold it.
And he bought me this for my birthday. Here's a Heath Ledger Joker poster, which
Here, you get the one side, I'll get this side.
I not only didn't have, but had never seen before.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Okay. I'm looking yonder, Brandon.
You know, sorry, go ahead.
And noticing that there are some things that we're going to have to go over there and grab, actually.
Indeed there are.
All right.
You know, in addition to a lot of stuff that we got on this trip, I collected a lot of bites, chigger bites.
Oh, good.
So that was
fantastic.
fun.
Yeah, well, while I'm pulling stuff out, you can count them.
Okay.
Here's a puzzle I got for Jason. Ooh. It's an old Super Mario puzzle.
Mario.
That's pretty cool. Men in Black 3 on Blu-ray, found on sale at a Hastings. I got a lot of movies for the superhero movie collection. Jason got a couple of masks at a yard sale. If anybody can tell us what this is,
it's Misaka.
We honestly don't know. It looks Star Wars-ish at first, but it's not. It's in two pieces.
It is
so
Paramount.
This on first, and then this goes over it.
Yeah, I really think that's Ant-Man.
He wants it so badly to be Ant-Man. This is from '09. It's not, but there's no reason he can't go around and pretend like he's Ant-Man.
Yes, '09 Paramount.
And then here's a Stormtrooper mask.
I had no idea what that is. Just kidding.
Stormtrooper mask. There you go. Oh, that isn't even going to remotely fit.
You're a little short for a Stormtrooper.
Yeah, I wonder where the next
all right.
we don't know.
This also came from a Hastings on sale. This is a Mini Mates Enterprise, and part of the reason I bought it is because it's Cage Pike.
Weird.
And it's got the cage nacelles, the pointy ones. I've never seen anybody do that particular version of the ship before.
That's awesome.
I felt the need to grab that, and that's partially for you, because I thought you'd want that. So that's cool. That's for you. More stuff Jason got. Okay, so this is the bag, one of the bags, Brandon, from the super awesome video game store that we found in Fort Scott. And
we came back to
the name of that place?
It was
Trader Joe's.
No. It was Trader something. It was a J, though.
I just felt the need to say that. All right, so
that's what I kept calling it, though.
Jason got a couple DS games. What'd you get, Jason?
I got Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Mario versus Donkey Kong. And then I got a couple Holy Grails I've been after, just some kind of bucket list stuff. I finally got a 32X. Nobody laughed. This was a thing I had when I was a kid that wasn't able to keep for whatever reason, and I have been wanting to get this back for Knuckles Chaotix primarily. He didn't have a copy, so I bought the 32X. Got all the wires and stuff in here, and then I bought the original Virtua Fighter to go with it. Freddie, we'll get to your stuff here in a minute, okay? But I finally got my 32X, and I'm excited about that. I'll get Knuckles Chaotix online or something.
Doesn't need a game, right?
Another thing that I bought there, he had a lot of vintage toys at that store. It wasn't just video games.
I apologize. I got the first. It's Barter Joe's.
Barter Joe. I knew it was something Joe's. Yeah.
I thought it was Trader John's or something.
Here is the Krang bodysuit. This is a thing I've been after for a long time, and I finally got one. It's a good thing he didn't have a Technodrome, or I would have probably been finished right at that store.
Yeah.
But this cost me $30, which isn't terrible. He had another one with the faceplate that was $40, and I just couldn't see spending $10 more for the faceplate. So
if you have a faceplate, feel free to send it to me.
I will happily buy it from you if it's not, $10. So anyway,
and mine is
that was
Geekvolution warning channel.
That was one of my big. Don't mind him. I don't know what he's talking about. Got the Joker van from '89. Nice. When I was a kid, I had the super tiny version of this. Here is the bigger one. And one of the reasons I wanted this is they made these die-cast back then, which is really neat. Yeah, and I always really liked those. So my tiny one was also die-cast. So anyway, that was the thing I couldn't walk out without. $5. I thought that was decent, so I picked that up. All right, what else? I bought. Let's see. What is this? Oh, that's part of this. We'll get to that in a second.
Nifty.
We'll get to that in a second.
I didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Did you not see me get that?
No.
Another thing, some of the stuff that we got actually are things that just people gave us. This was from my Aunt Becky. She just, for whatever reason, ended up with a bunch of Star Trek cards. and didn't know what to do with them, so she asked me if I wanted them, and this seems to be the full set of these. I had a couple of these here and there, but here's the full set, so that's cool.
That's cool.
Moving right along.
Broken in cardboard parts.
X-Men Revealed. I guess this was some special features that weren't on the regular X-Men sets, and this was, looks like this goes through X3, and it has some features that I didn't have already, so I had to grab that. Lots of super cheap movies at a lot of places. Jason bought a Jackson 5 record.
Oh, nice.
We got a little bit of vinyl on this trip, not a ton. Looked through a lot of vinyl. Lord Zed's Monster Heads, because I collect Lord Zed, and that was like 50 cents. Sarah, we may have already had one of these, I'm not sure, but I went ahead and bought all three because they were cheap.
Okay.
And so these are the Star Trek 3 glasses. Here's Krug. Here is the Enterprise Destroyed.
And then this is...
And then this one is Feltor Pan. That's the one I knew for sure we didn't have.
Yeah.
I knew for sure we didn't have that one.
The other ones
you
might
already have.
I don't know about
but I didn't think having repeats was pretty big deal.
We just have
If you don't want the repeats, I know a guy who will take them.
Yeah, well,
if
we don't have any places for them, we might. So, movies. Let me in, because it's...
movies.
Let me in because it's Chloe Grace Moretz, and I heard good things about that movie.
Movies.
The Green Berets with John Wayne, I bought because that's the one that has George Takei in it, and is the reason that Chekhov was added to season 2. So that's the reason I bought that. I've never seen it.
And we were making fun of him all the trip.
And we were making fun of John Wayne. He would do a John Wayne impression.
Hey there, Pilgrim.
And I would say that is the worst Jack Nicholson impression I have ever heard.
Well, how we got on these things?
500 Days of Summer, because Eric's been trying to get me to watch this for like 5 years.
That's a really good movie.
So I bought that. Jason, can I get through this stuff? Thanks, kid. Jumper, because it makes it on some superhero movie list. So I wouldn't have counted it, I don't think, but I've never seen it. But just knowing a couple things about it, I didn't think it counted, but I went ahead and bought it anyway to add to the collection. Here is Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance, which was cheap enough. I finally bought it. It was about the price I would have ever paid. It was a little more than that. There's Chronicle, which I talk up a lot. I always liked this movie. I've only seen it the one time, but it was... Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the director that just did Fantastic Four, and this is the reason that I was positive about that movie until, I saw it. And then here is the director's cut of Blade Runner, and Blade Runner is a movie that I have to do a Rewind United on. So I got a bunch of stuff for the channel, and a bunch of stuff.
You're inviting me over when you watch that.
I will, but we're going to have to watch 3 different versions of it when I do that.
Yeah, that's fine. I want to see the director's cut, because when they brought the director's cut out, I went and saw it in Westport. At the Independent Theater down there.
Really? I'm envious. That's pretty cool.
It was cool. See it on the big screen.
That's pretty cool. Here is the player's guide for Virtua Fighter 5, because again, I collect Virtua Fighter stuff. And it was like $2. We just left the antique shop, and Brandon finally bought something pretty substantial.
Yeah, I have a weakness for certain types of electromechanical vintage things, or electric or mechanical vintage things, but usually electromechanical go hand in hand. An 8mm film projector, like movie projector.
It's cool.
It's neat.
And you got all the old reels that went with it.
Yeah, and
somebody's home movies from 1942. That's fascinating.
It was listed at $75. It was 20% off. I walked out of there, ran back, offered them $50. They went $60 with the movies. The movies weren't going to come with it. I was like, that's a deal breaker. They're like $60 with the movies. So they called the guy. That's what they went with. So
isn't it incredible the kind of deals you can get down here?
Yeah,
and the biggest bargaining advice is everything. The biggest piece of advice I would give people doing this, whether you're going to yard sales or you were driving to flea markets, doing this kind of junking thing, is always make offers. Now, flea markets are tough, because much of the time it's a lot of different dealers in the same building, and sometimes they can't get them on the phone. But if they can, a lot of the time, unless it's marked firm on a thing, people will go down. And if you haven't bought a lot used, or you're used to buying online or whatever, a lot of people aren't used to this notion of bargain shopping. Or rather, bargain shopping being just going and looking for a sale. But people aren't used to the idea that you can offer something and potentially get a lower price. And so...
And grouping things together, yeah, like...
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the more you buy, the more you save. You know, I buy, you know, stacks and stacks of comics. And what's funny is a lot of people aren't used to that, that sell comics at these places. So you'll walk up with a stack of, you know, 20, 30, 40. Like, wow, you're going to buy that many? And all of a sudden it gets a lot cheaper. So, you know, that's of course the biggest piece of advice that I would give. Brandon, I'm glad that you found that and you got a really cool find. That's probably the coolest thing in the car right now. I'm glad you got that. I was kind of standing there hoping you would.
These are home movies from 1940s, apparently double bagged here. So they go with this awesome thing. So first off, we have somebody's 1942 Christmas 8mm film, and more home movies. But this guy here,
The reason we bought this was because we had to know.
Yeah,
we had to know. So this, while it needs a lamp, this is an 8mm projector, and this is pretty cool. Now it's in a slightly rough shape, but nothing I can't work with, and it's pretty heavy, but these things are loads of fun. And it does run, it does work, and it needs a little bit of work, but I'm up to the challenge. So that's pretty darn cool. You can see both sides of it here, reel to reel. You don't find these too often.
I helped talk him into this.
Yeah, Cap had to help talk me into it because I wanted it, but I was unsure, and then I made him a deal, and then we...
money the whole trip. He kept finding stuff he wanted. He kept passing on stuff.
Yeah, because it was just not the right... It's stuff I like, but I was looking for the right thing.
Meanwhile,
so
as you can tell, I was just buying stuff.
I was just buying it, but this is... Let's see, what is this one? Something... Swimming pool.
Tasha Yar's home
Swimming
movies.
pool. Yeah, Tasha Yar's home movies from the colony. And New Mexico trip. So that'll be interesting. This stuff is extremely susceptible to moisture and fire. This stuff loves to burn. So if you have stuff like that, I have more movies than I thought I did. I have 5 total movies.
I thought there was another one.
Vacation, 1941. Oh, that's the first National Lampoon Vacation right there. So we get to see Chevy Chase pre-birth, I guess. Or was he alive in 41? I don't know.
I can't wait to see.
So that'll be awesome. And then whatever this one is, I don't think this is 8mm, but I think
Maui or something.
I got it anyway. I'll have to check that out, but I think that might be 16mm. So we'll see. They're all silent though.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
But that is, I mean, and that's probably, I think that's probably the coolest find of the whole trip.
So what's interesting though is, well, this needs a lamp, and I'll have to go find a lamp, and I know that's not going to be the most easy thing in the world. I do have a viewer currently in my car because I bought it from my aunt. It was born my great-grandpa's. I have a viewer I can hook these up to and watch them almost immediately.
He wants a hug.
Oh.
Brains!
Shredder.
Brandon. All right. Okay. So can we move this so that I don't knock it over and break it? 'Cause I would hate for that to happen.
Well, yes, we can.
Cool. Because I got to get around you, and I just don't want to knock it over.
Well, I'll move the main thing.
Bad. Okay. All right. Moving right along. So comics galore. Insane amounts of comics. I did a lot of gap filling. I spent more than I should have. I bought a lot of stuff. So I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to I'll go kind of quick. So Wonder Woman trade from you know, mid-90s. This is, man, I was asking me about the contest. This is Diodato. I don't know that, but I bought it because it was cheap. And then
Got lots of stuff.
I'll save that for a second. So tons and tons of gap fills. Some Fantastic Four, some early Captain America I was missing. I have a giant Captain America collection, and it's just getting bigger right now. Here is an early Scarecrow story that I didn't have. Tons and tons of gap filling. I probably bought 100 comics on the trip, not counting what I'm about to show you.
Yeah.
Let's see
not
here.
Even.
172. Some of these get early, and again, I got a really good deal on this stuff. A lot of these came from that really cool video game store we told you about. That guy just happened, Sarah, to have comics that he hadn't put out yet. He didn't have comics in the store. It didn't look like he had comics at all. He just bought out a collection, and they were upstairs. And I told him about Geekvolution, what I do, and he said, "Oh, we just bought a bunch of comics. We haven't put them out yet." I said, "Can I see them?" Yeah. So he sent me to his storeroom. and I made a big pile, and I spent about $50 with him.
And then
Some old Daredevils, yeah, right? Anybody that was looking at Facebook, here, and I didn't buy this at that store, okay? I bought this there. But here is that issue that somebody was trying to sell for $12. And I thought that was so funny. I took a picture of it, put it on Facebook, and I said, that's gonna take a while. Mine was $1.
You should have seen that.
So really, Batman, I got a lot of really great gap fills here. Some Nightfall stuff. Finally decided to go ahead and try to collect all of Morrison, even though I'm not a big fan, but I'm turning around. Here's some early Flash. Sarah likes the old Flash stuff.
Flash.
Sarah found a bunch of this Captain America Falcon stuff that we were missing. Thank you very much. So like I said, just a ton of this, and I'm not going to go through all of it as I said. Here's a Sandman trade. I have not read still. Folks are going to lynch me when I say this. I have not read any of Game and Sandman. I've still never done it. I need to finally do it. I bought one of the major stories, and I'm going to finally make myself do that. Here's some free of Daredevil I didn't have. Some other Daredevil I didn't have. Here's some. Here's one of the reprints of the Coming of Galactus. Some early Superman I didn't have. Well, you know, 80s and that early, but what else? Or Batman. Gaps. Okay, so I've been building my tick collection. We went to a store today in Fort Scott. No, not Fort Scott, in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And that place was not open when we were there on Friday. It had closed by the time we got there. So I called him up today, and he was there for a couple hours, and he let us look even though he was closed.
Oh, wow.
We came in.
We saw one of the most unique comic shops today
Oddly enough.
that I've ever been to. We were hoping to see at least a couple shops on this trip, and there are hardly any independent comic book stores in Central Arkansas. There is nothing between Fort Smith and Little Rock.
That's
There's
right.
one in Fort Smith, there's one in Little Rock, and the one that we just went to doesn't even sell new.
That's right.
But a great store nevertheless. Probably the most action figures I've ever seen in one place for a store like that.
It's the converted downstairs of a house.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like a comic book store from the outside. And of course we've been to some places like that, but never like a house in the middle of a neighborhood.
Right.
It was absolutely fantastic, and I bought a bunch of Tick comics there. I mean, he had all kinds of things, you know, I would have liked to have had.
And I have been working on Tick memorabilia. I've been buying a lot of toys and stuff. We're building the comic room downstairs, which has a lot of Tick stuff in it, and I'm not quite prepared to show you yet, but we're going to do that sometime in the near future when the rest of it's, you know, renovated and built. Anyway, this is my beginnings of finally buying up all the comics, and I had a few already, of course, in trade. Freddy's getting restless, but
He's happy for you.
but now I'm in really good shape getting started with the comics. Like I said, I bought 80. He gave me a pretty decent deal on these, much less expensive than I could have gotten them on
Why
eBay.
is your camera sideways a little bit?
It's not. It's just the front of it looks like it is. Brandon, would you kindly go grab those sacks over there?
Absolutely. I might also add that this is
Yes.
actually audio. This is the Beatles' White Album on reel-to-reel tape.
Are you serious?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
That's awesome. And that was just in there? Jason,
Yeah, that was the one that I wasn't sure what it was, but I'm looking at it now. It's the White Album. So that's awesome.
Here's the early Edwin stuff in color. I got, I think, all of that. The White Album. Okay, so this is a birthday present I bought for my dad. Shh, don't tell him about it because it's not his birthday yet. I bought him a stuffed Captain Crunch because my dad loves Captain Crunch. So yeah, it's a video game store. I bought so much stuff there. And look how clean it is. It's in excellent shape. He charged me $15 for that.
Jason, you're on camera.
And it's not, you know, the most recent thing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty neat. What else? Is this more Tick? Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. I was in the comic shop, I bought the Tick stuff. I see in the case a signature on a Spawn card. I said, who is that? He said, Al Simmons. You know Al Simmons?
Yeah,
you know about Al Simmons?
The Al Simmons.
The Al Simmons, the guy who was McFarlane's old college roommate, who he named the character after, and who wore the suit and rode around in the Spawnmobile during the 90s.
Yeah.
They had a huge falling out with recently, and McFarlane sued him over a book where he claimed that the creation of Spawn had more to do with him than it really did. That I would kill to get that manuscript.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't put in circulation. And I said, well, how much do you want for that? And he was like, $1. So I bought that. Because I thought that would be great for the Spawn collection. But I want to call the Spawn your collection, because the only reason I've kept that stuff is because of Spawn. Jason has said all kinds of things that have completely cracked Brandon up. Brandon, what were your favorite things that Jason said on this trip?
My favorite things from Jason on this trip, well, first of all, there was, Jason made a joke, I call it a long-form joke. The payoff came way later. That was pretty funny. Cap had to use the restroom, and Jason said, have fun in the darkness. And we're both like, well, what the heck does that mean?
He said, have fun taking a shower in the darkness.
In the darkness. And nobody could figure out what that meant. And so then about 5 minutes later, Cap makes his way to the bathroom. And the moment, and I didn't see Jason walk over there, but the moment the door shut, Cap shut the door,
the light
goes out in the bathroom.
And it felt like an automatic thing. I was like, why would you build a bathroom where the light goes off right after you shut the door? And of course, I don't know why a lot of bathrooms are built this way in hotel rooms, but the light switch is on the outside of the door. And so, and I've been to a lot of hotel rooms, like, I don't know why. And so, Jason had walked over there and turned off the light, and so I opened the door and he's standing there. I don't know if he did this on purpose. I don't know if, I still can't figure this out. Jason can't explain it to me. I don't know why he said the darkness thing, but I have seen movies this year that didn't have the kind of payoff that joke had. Have fun taking a shower in the darkness, and all of a sudden, it came very dangerously close to doing precisely that.
So, that was one thing. The next thing is,
hilarious.
At some point in the trip, I said to Jason, I said, how are you doing, dude? And then Jason looks at me and goes, I'm not a dude, I'm a boy. And he goes on to say, a dude is a man on a horse at a ranch.
How did he know that?
Blew my mind. Blew my mind.
I did not teach him that. For the record, I've never told him that. And I use dude all the time. I don't know how he found that out. So what is that, more tick? Yes, more tick. More tick. All right, and we are down to the wire. Yes. Got another little magazine rack so that I haven't decided where to put this yet. This might go in the tick room, the tick comic room. This might go in the bat cave. I'm thinking about possibly just putting recent stuff on here that I'm not, that I haven't read yet that I need to catch up on. I thought it'd be nice to have a catch up on shelf faced so that every time I go downstairs I go, I need to do that. So that's, I got that for like $7.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good deal for that. I've been looking for one of those. Here's the other DS game Jason bought. Jason bought Diddy Kong Racing on DS. Diddy Kong Racing is one of my favorite games from, one of Jason's nicknames is Jason Bot, that's why that was fun. Diddy Kong Racing was one of my favorite games on the 64, and Jason asked me if that was any good, and I said, I'm sure it is, so he bought that. Here is a really cool kids art set that we found at a yard sale for $2, Sarah.
Oh, wow. And it's all complete.
And
it's complete.
And it looks like that.
You never
That's
see
amazing.
complete art sets.
Yeah, no
So
kidding.
Jason bought that.
It's just
Jason came down with his own money, and he just absolutely made out this weekend.
Looks like it.
What else?
Speaking of that yard sale, that's all that yard
Most
sale.
of this is just that yard sale, yeah. Here are some more books that Jason got. Not all geeky stuff, but some other things. I'm not done. I'll get that in a second.
That's fine.
Okay, so this is one of the finds that I thought you'd appreciate. One of them was the pipe thing. There's some other things in here and there. We went to a music store.
Okay.
This guy had this sitting there, I think, since this movie came out.
Okay.
Probably, that's the likelihood.
This is the original 1990 Ninja Turtles piano book.
That's awesome.
Not even kidding. So it opens with a few pictures from the film, and at first we were like, is this a picture book? What is this? We popped it open, and it's chords and piano.
Oh, weird.
That's similar.
It's like
stuff from the
Easy
movie.
piano?
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And then, so we thought Jason could use it. And then, it's got the wrap in the back.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
So,
Now I can finally learn the words.
got that for you.
The way we found that is similar to the way that I found my Back to the Future guitar book a few years ago.
Here is a Lena Horne album, because I'm somewhat of a jazz guy and I like Lena Horne a lot. Sarah and I collect some old vintage books. Here is an English language book from 1918.
Oh, wow.
Brandon found this, and I thought it was quite good, so I grabbed that. It was the first of a
It's
series.
from the state of Kansas.
Yeah, it was the first of a volume, but I mean the first volume of a series, but I really liked it, so I went ahead and picked that up.
Yeah. Cool.
And this goes with the garage sale that we were talking about, the last thing there. This was something that we found for Freddie here. It's a Sesame Street ABCs on the front and a chalkboard on the back.
What do you think, Freddie?
Is that pretty cool?
Yay, Freddie!
Yay!
I think that's
Was that your impression of every generic Muppet ever? Is that what that was?
Yeah, because I can't do a Kermit.
That seemed like kind of a generic Muppet thing.
Hey there, Pilgrim.
Shredder.
That's my Kermit. Hey there.
That's your Kermit.
Yeah.
Here is a Spider-Man art set that Jason got. Spider-Man
Nice.
art set.
I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna play with that after the video.
Okay. Here is a Mountain Dew card that Brandon talked me into buying. So
Almost
I
talked
got
you into the
that.
$1 Mountain Dew bottle, too.
I know, you wanted me to get that too, but I didn't want to like start Mountain Dew because I don't know where I'd put it, but that might go on my desk. Some more stuff Jason got. Here is an Iron Man from Superhero Squad.
Nice.
Let's go, squad!
You remember those when those came out?
And then we got an AT&T phone. and it goes up like that.
You gotta.
It's a slide phone
He just insisted on that.
with a pull-out antenna.
I gotta tell you this real quick too. One of the things that was fun with Jason, I got to where I wouldn't take Jason's stuff and lump it with mine at all and go and pay for it. And of course, I wanted Jason to get to pay for his own stuff sometime, or quite a bit of the time. But after a while, it got to the point where if Jason went up to somebody with a thing and asked how much it was, they always, no matter what it cost, reduced it or gave it to him for free.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he just made out. He got all kinds of things that were marked $3, $5, $7 for like $1 or $2, and things like that. They just gave him. There were a lot of
Yeah,
things.
that, he's like, for you, you can just
I'm
have
sure the
that.
demand for slide phones is not that great.
That Green Lantern thing that he was playing with, that was free. He got a lot of stuff that folks just gave him because he was a cute kid. I didn't want to be dishonest. I thought about handing Jason things I wanted, giving him money, but I didn't end up doing it. All right.
How much for this ultra rare first edition of Spider-Man?
Brandon, I want to say...
Yes, Captain.
Jason, I want to say that's it. I want to say that was all of it.
I'm not seeing anything I thought we had.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think we've shown you everything.
Because I only got the couple things.
Right, yeah. No, I did quite a bit.
Turned out I bought the White Album, too.
That's so funny. Everything
I need to get out my reel-to-reel, because I have one.
So, what do you think, Sarah?
I think you guys made out. Stuff's great.
As I said earlier, this was miles and miles and miles of yard sales and quite a few flea markets and game stores and one comic shop and stuff like that. So we did this for 3 days, including today when we went to a couple places today. We went to that store right after the line. You know what I'm talking about? I forget that town, but Bella Vista, and it was it used to not be open on Sundays. I think it was open today, so we were able to go there.
I'm good.
But anyway, folks,
In a couple of years when Freddie's able to make it, we should all go.
we should all go.
Because I want to go too.
It is quite a trip. We recommend it. It's a really good time. If you live anywhere near the area, and you can go down to 64 on that. It's the same weekend every year, weekend of the 13th, 14th. So anyway, or at least this year was that's where it landed. I'm sure it's just that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, toward the beginning of the month. So anyway, middle of the month.
Go for furs, stay for the garage sales.
Furs. Brandon's all about the furs. Anyway, well, that's it, folks. So thanks a lot for watching. We sure appreciate it. And I'm going to go now and avoid telling my wife how much money I spent. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm the Brandon.
And I'm the Jason. And I'm the monkey.
I'm Sarah.
And that's
That's
Freddie.
Freddie.
And that's Captain Crunch.
Freddy.
And he needs a hug. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.